Good afternoon, everyone. It is It is just after 5 o'clock on Wednesday, and it is the 4th of March. Quick market wrap up. Today we had several thoughts. The most important was if we had a premise that we were still testing for lower lows and lower highs, that we needed to be very careful. First things first, we've got to take out the 95, 94 zone. If we did, then the 92 came into play, and subsequent to that, we thought it'd be very important to think about a retest of the previous year's high, which was 88.75. We had a very strong idea that we would bounce from the 82 to 85 zone. This was the target area right in here. If you look at it on a 60-minute chart, 240 chart, and even the daily chart, minor resistance, minor support right here, this white bar, big pound up bar, that was back in February, somewhere around the 20th of February, and I remember that because it was my wife's birthday. We selected the 30-minute chart as the key chart, and as long as we're underneath this blue line, the pressure was downward. Tricky time was obviously at lunch with a sharp bounce off of the 15-minute outer bands coming back through. We thought target one would be to try to get to the 96 to 98 zone, and then depending on afternoon rotations and working around news, we thought that perhaps we could potentially revisit again the 92s and test that level. We were using at the time the 175 half gap as resistance, and quite honestly surprised that we didn't get a stronger push into the close to try to tag that. Sometimes we'll get a sharp downdraft that is actually a washout low, and we look for the timing trade by the end of the first hour to be done. We suggested by about 20 after to be done with short side, and think that we're going to chop a bit and then look for potential slingshot trade, which is a bounce and a hard one at that. Key support for the squeeze we felt was this 93.75, 94 area. We had a magnet back at 92.5, and we felt that anybody that was coming into the double top test should respect that, and the luck was above the IB high. As it turned out, a minor high, one tick above it, no big deal, and then you had to work around news this afternoon with beige book. As this blue line migrated lower, then it started to flatten out, and over and under speaks to a range type trade. Key idea we had, the green line and the red line on the daily chart, that we were engulfed between those two lines, and key support would have to be at this bar right here, and assuming that the 82 zone was a key support today. First time back rule, usually we respect that first time back. We left off with a retest of 7 at the end of the day yesterday. We noted that it held into the close and was never violated. That gave us reason to believe that potential targets this morning could be to test the 87.5 to 85 zone. Gap chart, we noted the opportunity to retest the low of this bar. And we also noted the 240 chart where we were coming into that today, thought that that might be supportive in the RTH. We've come a long way from this thrust. Huge run. And for now, we thought that this first time back test would be appropriate to come back in and try to test that prior high, which was 88.75. That's why we circled that. Wanted to remember that as a very important idea. Below that, we're retracing into last year's range, and above it, obviously, new territory. We had the angels and demons chart showing up with that 89 becoming the angel today. Overnight demon 04, and eventually a 98.75 demon. We had one down here earlier which we felt was too low. We finally set one at 98.75. When was the last time that we got double gap down? Can't remember when. We said be very careful about a slingshot trade today, and typical of corrective markets are sharp bounces that then roll over one more time, and you just don't know until finally you get to true support and get a sharp bounce. But one way or the other, you always get a sharp bounce in corrective markets. It's just an axiom that will play out over and over. Zeke with another fabulous call today. He was looking for the 85 to 84. I said, let's be happy if we can get the 87.5 test, 88, and below that, the good fortune part. The immediate dump early. Did a little bit of washing around there, and then our weekly target 3 was 86.25. So we had advised traders, make sure you don't mess around near 85. There's a sanitized version of our idea that from the all-time high and from this 82.25 low, the middle is 2100. So this theoretically a line in the sand, but we all know that we can over and under it a little bit. Use fuzzy logic when you're trying to determine trades. We felt the buy zone today was between the 85 and 90. We thought that was where the boys did the lifting, and overnight just the opposite side of that, obviously from the 21 to the 05 zone they were selling. So that's the way we looked at it, and we felt that this is a middle area plus or minus that we need to get resolved. A reminder, if you'd like more information on us, feel free to contact admin at eminywizard.com. And obviously, if you're looking for services, scroll through the services. You'll find things like the keys, and under here we have programs. There's a special going on for retail traders. We've got things for commercial products for institutional traders, and we're trying to expose people to the ideas that Zeke and myself share with a small group of traders every day. Zeke has been in the market for 35 years. He was an options maker at one time. I've never had that good fortune to be on the floor, but I've learned a few things over 22 years experience in the markets, analyzing and trading them. This is the Mini Wizard, and I hope you had a great day. Contact us if we can help you. Have a great day, everybody.